Hello there, Year 6, or should I call you actually Year 7. My name's Mr. Freeland. I'm the head of Key Stage 3 here at the Priory School. As you know, we had some questionnaires sent out to you guys over the recent weeks, and you have very kindly asked us a few questions to try and ease your way into secondary school. And what I wanted to try and do today was start the process of trying to answer some of the queries that you've got. So here I am standing outside the front of the Priory School, your new school, from the start of September. And one of the first questions was, which way do I go on my first day? Now that came from Ashton, from Samuel Lucas. It also came from Danny at St Paul's Walden, and Jemima from St Andrews. So I thought I would start off with that first question. So you should be able to see us walking in now through the main entrance, and this is the entrance that you'll come in through on the first day in September. The plan is for all of Year 7 to come into the Priory and have the day to themselves. So we'll welcome you here in the main reception. You can see there we've got some signs up for our social distancing, and I shall answer those questions for you later. And what you will do is walk in through these doors, and you'll come into our school hall, which many of you will recognise and remember from the open evening talks where Mr. Edwards and various other members of the school spoke to you on open evening during your time at the beginning of Year 6. So in here, what you will do is you will be sitting down in your form groups, and you will be able to see who is going to be in your form group. There will be seats laid out for you. At the moment you can see crosses on the floor and various different signs up, all in preparation for the social distancing for the return of our Year 10s and our Year 12s. But come September, on your first day, it will look very different. So when you leave the hall with your form tutor and the rest of your tutor group, you are likely to come out of this door here and will probably make your way out here to our Key Stage 3 area. And this is, generally speaking, where most people tend to gather on a morning before registration starts. That was one of the questions that again came from Danny from St Paul's Walden, was he asked, where can I go before registration? So most people tend to come out here into the Key Stage 3 area. It's where a lot of people spend their time at break time and lunchtime as well. However, if you're feeling a bit hungry, or if you're wanting to sit down and it's raining or cold outside, you could always make your way into the Key Stage 3 cafe. Your route into the cafe is slightly different to this, but you would walk into the Key Stage 3 cafe area, which looks a little bit different at the moment to how it will do in September. But there is the cafe, which you will again recognise from open evening. And you can sit with your friends, talk with your friends before handing in your phones and heading off to registration for 10 to 9. Okay, so I've made my way back to the Key Stage 3 area. It's just behind the main reception, which is where you will come in on your first day. We had a question from a few people, Reese from Orton, Zoe from Wymondley, and Kaizon from St Thomas More. Sorry if I've mispronounced your name there, Kaizon. They've asked, do we get a map? Now I'm afraid, guys, to say that you don't actually get a map, but if you think about this area as your base, because just through those windows there, that's the entrance to the school that you will have come in through on your first day. And what you'll find is that a lot of the buildings look very similar. Now we don't give you a map, but what we do try and do is put some signs up on windows or doors so that you know roughly where you're supposed to be. I don't know how clear it will be on the video, but you might be able to see there, or if I go back, you can see there it says Maths Department, because this building here is where majority of the maths lessons are taught. Back there in the corner is where the majority of the English lessons are taught. If we head down a little bit further into this corner, underneath the shelter here, you'll see that it says Geography Department and History Department. So, although we don't give you a map necessarily, we do try and make sure that you know where the places are and where you need to go. Now, Jamie, Amelia and Alice, so Jamie from Our Ladies, Amelia and Alice from Wilshire Dacre, and Ruby from St Hippolyt's, and also Chloe from Strathmore, were asking, how do we find our way around? Well, as I've said, what we need to do is try and keep yourself a base. As I've said, Key Stage 3 area is here, just through the back of reception, over there in the corner. And here is the entrance to the Key Stage 3 cafe. So when you go for break time and lunch time, you'll queue up here, obviously observing some social distancing rules. But then this brings you out here underneath one of our first covered areas, and the Key Stage 4 area. There's a lot of people at the Priory, and the thing that you all have in common is every single one of you had a first day at secondary school. So every single one of you knows what it feels like to be nervous about starting secondary school. If you're feeling unsure about where you're supposed to go, look out for anybody in Priory uniform, or any grown-up, any adult member of staff, and ask the question. Because if you're lost, you can guarantee there's other people who are feeling lost as well. Always ask, and there'll always be somebody to help. Okay, Year 7, so that's it for the end of the first video. Look out for some more videos to come over the next few days and weeks, where we'll endeavour to answer some more of your questions. Questions about clubs, lessons, homework, teachers, and so on and so forth. See you again soon.